This is the new Toyota Hilux. For 2012, Toyota's pickup received something of a restyle, with a new front grille, new headlights and a new bumper. Essentially, everything forward of the A-pillar is new. From the A-pillar back, it's business as usual, apart from the rear lights, which have an added dash of chrome, and the step bumper is now standard across the range. Our test model, which is an HL3 guise, features 15-inch alloy wheels and aluminium side steps as standard, but our car goes on to add the Sport Deck option, with chrome bars, roll and lock sliding cover and low bed liner. The interior has received a few changes too, with a new look to the centre stack with new rotary ventilation controls and Toyota's new touch system, which is standard on all double cab models and includes a reversing camera, which is surprisingly useful, particularly when hitching up a trailer. There's a £750 upgrade to add satellite navigation to the system, but it also adds Google's local search function, which works via your smartphone. The door mirrors are now electrically heated as well as electrically adjustable, and there are electric windows all round. Although the one touch function only works on the driver's window during opening, you still have to hold the switch to close it. All the controls have a solid, reassuring quality to their operation, and the instruments are particularly clear and easy to read, with Toyota's Optitron illumination on HL3 models and above. The rear seats are quite accommodating even over long journeys, and there are 2 full seat belts and 1 lap belt. The seats themselves flip up to allow taller loads to be carried without resorting to the low bay, and underneath you'll find a pair of hidden cubby holes. But what's it like on the move? Well, there are 2 engines available, a 2.5 litre diesel as fitted to our car with 142 horsepower, and a 3 litre diesel with 169 horsepower that's available on the range-topping Invincible model. Both are perhaps a little louder than those used to a modern passenger car diesel might be expecting, but they do at least make a reassuring truck-like noise when on the move. The Hilux uses a mechanically simple part-time four-wheel drive system that allows you to shift into four-wheel drive at speeds of up to 50 miles an hour. Shifting into low range can be done at up to 5 miles an hour. 2.5 litre models have an electrically operated rear diff lock activated by a button on the dash, while 3 litre models have a limited slip diff instead. Toyota's automatic disconnecting differential is fitted as standard to all models, and this engages and disengages the front axle according to transfer case mode. In normal road use, you need to be aware that you are driving the rear wheels only, and it's not difficult to spin up a rear wheel while turning out of tight junctions. While many people will tell you that an unladen rear-wheel drive pickup is a recipe for unwanted tail slides, particularly in the wet, in truth these have to be provoked, and for the more restrained driver there's plenty of grip available. Certainly more than enough to provide for spirited progress. The 3 litre models have Toyota's vehicle stability control as standard to further reduce the chances of an unwanted Edge Hilux interface. On the road, both engines feel strong and more than equal to the task of lugging around a full load bed or towing a heavily laden trailer. While overtaking in the 2.5 can require careful planning, it's not as far behind the 3 litre as some might have you believe, and in truth is more than capable of getting up to speed and staying there, no matter the terrain. True, the ride can be a little bouncy, but the independent front suspension does an admirable job of squashing out the worst of the bumps, and the high-profile tyres mean there's little danger in yomping through potholes. The gear lever on manual models does look intimidatingly long, but in practice it doles out quite a satisfying shift action. The ratios have been selected for off-road use, particularly on the 2.5 models, which have a lower first gear ratio, but on the road there's a reassuring lack of driveline shunt while using low gears in heavy traffic. It can take a while to stir through the box to get the Hilux up to speed, but there's a real sense that once it's there, there's little that's going to stop it. The pickup market is enjoying something of a resurgence of late, and with new models such as the Ford Ranger and the VW Amarok snapping at its heels, the revised Hilux certainly has its work cut out to maintain its reputation. The 2012 model is a timely update to a well-respected workhorse, and there's something reassuringly old school about it, even with its newfound high-tech gadgetry. It's true that much of what underpins the Hilux dates back to the 6th generation model, first launched in 2005, and 7 years later there's a real sense that Toyota are, presumably, working on an all-new replacement. In the meantime, however, while newcomers like the Amarok undoubtedly move the game on as far as car-like manners are concerned, the Hilux continues to show us that the correct phrase is pickup truck, not pickup car. So, if you want a tough, reliable load lugger to take you and your gear to some of the most inhospitable places on the planet, and back, this is where it all started, the Toyota Hilux.